Hello and welcome back to Assorted Beefs, where I talk about anything I want to that doesn't fit into niche tea for any particular reason. Here is the Liv and Sedona overview for people who are completely overwhelmed and confused right now. Sedona is a content creator and basketball player. She went viral a while back for showing the difference in conditions between men and women's facilities in basketball and has been pretty prominent in that space as far as like gender equality and also LGBTQIA plus support. She herself is a lesbian. She is pretty famously a Hey Mama's lesbian. She's 6'7", she's very flirty, she has a type, and that is like petite Latina women. In 2022, she had a very public on TikTok breakup with another content creator named Riley. Initially, they posted a video together announcing their breakup and saying like they wouldn't be in each other's content and saying they were sad, but it was, mutual and respectful, and it seemed like it was just kind of a sad thing, but fine. But then later everything kind of went off the rails and Riley posted a lot of stuff showing the way that Sedona would treat her. And ultimately it did turn out that Sedona had been cheating. Again, she is the Hey Mamas. Then in early 2023, Sedona and Liv start dating. Liv is another content creator and a bartender. Everyone's warning Liv and like, hey, Sedona has a pretty bad track record about this stuff. And Liv, I think, was very big on kind of pushing like a very beautiful relationship, a very problem-free relationship. In January of this year, Liv and Sedona moved in together, and it was, I believe, Liv who kind of uprooted her life to go and live with Sedona because Sedona plays basketball. She has to live local to where she is. She can't move. People were pretty quickly like, hey, watch out. Like right after Riley moved in with Sedona is when things kind of went to shit in that relationship. And people were pretty concerned at this point also that Liv seemed to be way more into Sedona than Sedona was into Liv. Sedona is one of those people who just, again, she's here for a good time, But still, at least outwardly, there were no obvious problems that were being posted about. So everyone just kind of were like, if you like it, we love it, Then in May, Liv and Sedona go to Tulum, Mexico for Sedona's birthday. This is a trip that was planned and that they had been talking about and everyone knew they were going to be going on, and they start posting some stuff while they're down there. Then out of nowhere, Sedona deletes all of her Instagram pictures that have Liv in them and unfollows her. And basically, while people are still reacting to like what's going on and realizing that this is happening, they also realize that Liv has come back to the States and Sedona has not. It's pretty quickly confirmed by Liv that they did break up, but very few details are given at all, and Liv's trying to put on kind of like a sunny face. And from there, we did not get details. Like, that was it. Everyone was just speculating, like, what happened? Sedona probably cheated, etc. Until yesterday, when we got "Who the hell did I take to Mexico?" from Liv. What seems to have happened to prompt this series of videos talking about the whole experience in detail from Liv when she'd been silent for months was that she had Sedona blocked on everything, but apparently that was through her phone specifically, and she had her contact information in another device. And so she got a text from Sedona on that other device that she just saw. And that text from Sedona allegedly said that Liv was ruining the memory of them and they had a wonderful relationship, but the things that Liv has been posting supposedly has been ruining that for her and disrupting her healing journey. Now, I don't follow either of them, so I don't know what Liv had been posting, but Liv claims that she has not been talking about this at all. She's just posting stuff, like anything, normal content. So this pissed her off to the point where she was like, oh, bet, let's go. Liv then gives an account of the entire breakup with like text receipts and all kinds of stuff. It seems like it was just bad from the jump. Like they had to get up really early for the flight, and apparently Sedona's really bad in the mornings. It was really mean and cold to her through the whole thing, and she was like, this is her birthday trip. I'm trying to make it as good as possible, so I'm just going to put up with it. They get on the flight. She spills a little bit of drink on Sedona's leg, and Sedona gets up and like sits across the aisle and won't even like look at her or talk to her for the rest of the flight. And then when they get there, it seems like Sedona's just pissed that there are things planned. Like Liv planned and paid for this entire trip for Sedona for her birthday. So she planned like stuff to do and whatever, because you may as well take advantage of it, right? But apparently Sedona very much did not want this. She wanted it to be manic. So she's mad about it and Liv's like, that's fine. Let's do whatever you want. What do you want to do right now? Let's do it. So they rent an ATV because that's what Sedona wants to do. So she starts driving it around and Liv is behind her, and apparently she just starts driving away from all of civilization and into like the jungle. Keep in mind, it's nighttime. It's pitch black. They end up like crashing a couple of times. Both of them get hurt. Sedona is clearly still pissed at Liv and like kind of like pushing her away and like kicking her off the ATV in places and stuff like that. Liv is worried about their safety at this point and really just wants to get back to town and get them like treated for their injuries. A truck comes by, thankfully with good people in it, and they offer to tow them back into town, so they go to do that. At some point in the middle of that, Sedona's like, no, it's fine. You guys go ahead. We'll be fine, and tells them to leave them again. And they're like, okay. And then they leave them. So they are stranded yet again in the dark in Mexico in the jungle. And they can't get the ATV to work, so they end up having to walk back. The next day is Sedona's birthday, so when they wake up, Liv is kissing, loving on her, whatever, like, hey, happy birthday, let's forget yesterday, let's just make today a really good day. Sedona still doesn't want anything to do with her. She's like, leave me the fuck alone, like pushes her away, ignores her. Sedona like fucks off to do whatever by herself, and Liv's like, that's fine, I have dinner scheduled for us at 8 for your birthday. So she gets all dressed up and is waiting for her to come back. She doesn't come back. Liv's, crying and upset, of course, so she just goes to bed and is like, what am I gonna do? Then she starts getting texts from Sedona saying, like, I'm down the street getting a tattoo, you should roll up. Liv's like, okay. So she gets in a taxi, she comes by, she finds Sedona with 5 chicks drinking. Turns out 3 of the chicks are cool, 2 of the chicks are not cool. The 3 and 2 didn't know each other before that moment. They all just kind of started hanging out with Sedona. Of the 2 chicks, there's one named Francesca. She's all over Sedona, and Sedona is not stopping it. She doesn't care. They decide all as a group to go back to the villa that the 2 girls, including Francesca, have in Tulum. On the cab ride over, Francesca tries to sit in Sedona's lap. Then when they get there, Liv steps to the bathroom for a minute, and when she comes back, she finds Sedona topless in the pool, pressed up against Francesca and pouring like a shot into her mouth. Liv's like, this sucks, I'm gonna go. And Sedona's like, if you leave, I'm gonna fuck this chick. The 3 girls who were not with Francesca and the other girl who were flirting with Sedona, who came along though with the group to the villa, turn to Liv and are like, this is really fucked up, you shouldn't put up with this, you can come stay with us if you need to. And Liv's like, thank you very much, that's very nice, I appreciate it. And apparently they are still friends today, which is cool. But Liv ends up deciding to stay and wait for Sedona. They go back, again, very cold shoulder, very bad. Next morning, same thing. Liv tries to be like, hey, let's just forget the last couple days, let's try again. And Sedona's like, no, we're broken up, I don't want to fucking be with you. Oh, I forgot to say that. She kept saying she was breaking up with her like the whole time throughout, and Liv was just like kind of riding through it like, look, let's just make it a good day, like let's get through this, whatever. But then this time Sedona's like, no, I told my mom we're broken up. And Liv's like, oh, okay, well, once parents are involved, then we're done. So this leads into, like, I guess the really bad, what I assume blowout that was the official breakup, and Liv books a new flight, an earlier flight to leave that day. And basically on the way back, Liv realizes that all of the photos have been deleted. She's the one that's been blocked, and she got like a last text from Sedona that was like, I will sue you to the point where you can never feed your family again if you talk about this online. I love you so much, goodbye. It was insane. And then Sedona stays in Mexico for 12 more days. And that was basically it until this, which was again sparked by the fact that Sedona sent a text to Liv that she got on a different device that apparently didn't have Sedona blocked, saying like, you're tarnishing our memory and interrupting my healing. And she's like, bitch. And then the final most up-to-date update is that within a day of Liv posting this series of videos, she got a cease and desist from Sedona. Amazing. Here is your George tax for those who made it to the end. I have no idea if we're going to see anything more about this or if Sedona's going to say anything in response. Honestly, it's kind of like, what else do you say, you know? It seems like this was very common for Sedona to do and expected, and no one is surprised. I continue to feel bad about not posting more, so I apologize for that. I appreciate everyone who tags me in stuff. It helps to motivate me, so thank you. And if you want to keep doing it, please do. It's actually very helpful. See y'all later. Bye.